I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Elizabeth.
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all...
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Rid. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
Perhaps we should change some of the club's rules if we survive all of this. We need to soften some of our laws concerning redheads.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I did my best.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a...
All right, I'm listening.
You invited Lady Ashbury,
Not allowed as members, no. But consider
so it's a temporary admittance then.
something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Understandably, you have...
Goodbye.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Are you dead? Hey, crush the leech, boys! It's a leech! Kill it! All of you bloody leeches need killing!
It's locked, all right. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
stupid newborn!
I cannot enter.
Kneel, traitor! You shall learn to respect. Your blood is now.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right. Louise's father was determined to find and save her. I cannot enter. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Don't you know better?
Let me go, you bastard! Disgusting arsehole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Let me go, you bastard! Disgusting arsehole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale, and be careful. Until we meet again. You should return to us.
Thank you for your sympathy.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. Good evening, sir.
Yes, please.
That's all.
Well, is it not?
I suppose.
I am
May I ask?
I don't know.
You must have your own.
From what I have managed...
What can you
It's the only...
Why is that?
Because I...
No, I'm...
Good
What can you...
He's old.
Is that all?
Pericles is very...
May I ask?
I believe...
Who are...
The more I think about it,
But what...
I don't know.
I'm afraid...
Have you ever felt...
Trap?
At least...
What can you tell?
You should ask that question to my brother instead.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
But they will not be forgotten.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
No, I just need...
Tell me about
We
it.
are waiting,
And why?
because we need to leave this city.
Why do you want to...
I'm not re...
Can you...
As you like,
Please.
Do you like...
I know...
Yes.
But what if we...
Do we ever know who we...
And what do you...
I stopped working when I did...
Tell me...
I just...
But what were you...
Does it really...
Pericles.
Agamemnon...
At least...
But is that not...
What can you...
If you are certain...
That's it?
For the time...
What can you tell me?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in...
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Hello again.
Goodbye for now.
What has happened to the London that I knew? Good evening, sir.
I'm conducting an...
And who are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland.
I work for the Ascalon.
The Ascalon Club. You should...
What can you...
I'm the one up.
What killed?
I'm not gonna...
Haven't I told...
All right.
And what about the...
We both know...
What are you really...
I told you.
Do you work alone?
Yes.
What about the...
I know, it's a...
Why are you in...
Criminals rare.
I'd like to...
Then all right.
Tell me all you...
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wo-
How could different killers...
That's my main problem. If my...
What are you in...
Mr. Camille...
Do you know...
Who doesn't know?
What else can you...
Aloysius Dawes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Too many murders to investigate them all. But they will not be forgotten.
It's locked, all right.
Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future.
It's locked.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Of course you do.
You are the leader of...
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul.
The cards.
Yes, they tell.
What can you...
I really don't know.
So, you see...
Oh, I...
Do the cards...
No.
Read my...
You have been chosen, Jonathan.
Tell me about it.
I'm for most.
For how long?
It was 50.
What do you make of...
Edgar,
Some believe you to be...
guard of Prewen. Who else?
Did they steal
A
it?
personal notebook.
Do you want your notebook?
If you ever find it, I'd be...
Can you read the...
Are you sure you...
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 100...
Here is
The Joker. A woman...
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The car...
Is it possible?
The vampire's fate.
All right.
Your car...
I would rather... How did you learn about Mary?
Swansea top.
Mary.
Suffer...
May I ask you about...
Of course.
Who found...
That's precisely...
So you're not just a club of...
Once upon a time, very...
I know there is no love lost.
It was 1801.
What was the nature?
The problem was...
How do you measure the...
I told you.
Is it...
A vampire...
Is there anything...
Aloysius...
He's not the...
True.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future.
Sometimes it's difficult to remember why we're here in the first place.
Good morning. Good evening, sir.
Dr. Reed.
Good
I
evening,
am
Miss...
Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too.
Oh, yes.
Why...
I am help...
I'm sure you're...
I do the best I can.
Why is what...
Oh, no.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
What can you...
I don't...
Have you no...
No.
Does he not...
No.
What can you...
Some of...
Do you...
Oh, yes.
Do you rem...
No.
Do you ever think...
Oh, no.
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Have you ever...
Yes.
What do you mean?
He said he was
Goodbye, Cap.
Oh, I am sorry. I can't help you, sir. Perhaps you should look at someone else instead.
Good evening, Miss Price.
Dr. Reed.
Always...
Too long it...
What can you...
I'm still managing my...
Really? Have I changed?
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome.
Tell me more.
Who would marry an old...
Have you...
other than you?
Carol's gra...
I'm taking care of
But
her.
she'll...
Why would she?
Good evening, sir.
Does your...
Have you not...
So you're...
Something...
You...
Maybe you could talk with her, Doctor.
Why would her...
She does not realize how
Do you know...
Everybody knows.
Did he buy...
No, he left...
But isn't Aloysius...
That was before...
May I look at you...
It's always a...
Dr. Reed. I am glad to see you again.
Walks with me, murderous bastard! I shall fear no evil.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
It's locked, all right.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reid. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reid. Planned very carefully.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs, and the cold, so cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reid, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reid, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes. It will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last! All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
It's locked.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon.
So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
How did you meet?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers?
She said she was your friend, and that
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait!
I'm listening.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly...
Because I used to know him quite well. And he...
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes. But my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
How did Elizabeth...
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to...
I am old Bridget, the buried...
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the late...
Tell her I worry about her.
Do not, for she has had